What's going on, guys? It's Kyle. Welcome to the Stock Goat YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be covering the SoFi stock, and we are going to specifically be talking about earnings and earnings expectations heading our way in the next 3 weeks. And guys, I'm telling you right now, this earnings report compared to what the analysts are, putting out there for expectations, it's going to be like stealing candy from a baby. These estimates are sandbagged to nothing. SoFi is going to be smoking every single metric there is if we're just going off, the last couple of quarters. I mean, these earnings are just meant to be destroyed. And if SoFi, increases guidance on top of that, we may be looking at a significant earnings run. And I'm talking, in the 30% range or more. This might be the earnings that gets the stock to go over 10 and potentially hold over 10 for the long term. And that's exactly what I've been waiting for a while now, because we know that a profitable quarter may potentially be 3 months away from me filming this video today. We're in Q3. The Q3 earnings report may potentially get a earnings beat. It is definitely possible, especially with student loans 100% in the bag coming back. So we have a lot of good things to cover in this video. Be sure to smash the like button and don't forget to drop a comment. I'm going to be commenting back to as many people as I can. What do you think is going to be happening for this next earnings report? And if you're new to the channel, if you just search SoFi stock at the top of YouTube right now, you can see Stock Goat is the top creator covering the SoFi stock. Why? Because we put over 200 to 300 videos for the past 2.5 years, and we will not stop until this stock is over $100. When the market gives SoFi what it deserves, when it becomes massively profitable and grows EPS faster than any bank in America. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to drop a comment. Let's get into it. The first thing you need to realize about this upcoming earnings report is this earnings report, the estimate they were putting out was for August 9th, guys. SoFi moved this earnings report up almost 10 days. You can see here on NASDAQ, the earnings report has moved up to July 31st. This is also going to be pre-market. We know that SoFi has moved over to pre-market because they've noticed, lower volatility with their stock getting manipulated, in the open market when they're doing those earnings after hours. So it looks like a lot of companies are starting to adjust to pre-market earnings for these smaller caps. That's what the market likes to, control your stock a little better. So the management has fully flipped over to pre-market, and I personally like it. And guys, SoFi right now is rolling out their SoFi Invest new market UI update. And right now, I actually have this update and I've been going through it. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I could give it, if we're going up against Robinhood right now, Robinhood a 10 out of 10 on, investment trading platform, because that's all they know, 20 million users, the best options trading platform out there. I would give SoFi probably like an 8.5 right now. I mean, they went as close to Robinhood as humanly possible. I mean, there's literally 4 colors, on the invest platform in dark mode right now. It's literally green, black, gray, and red. Those are the only colors on there, and I personally love it. They're just keeping it as simple as possible, not as clunky. Quicker, just things more balanced. I really like it, and it looks like a lot of fun. More people might be switching over to do more and more trading, and we'll just watch this video for you guys that aren't updated. And if you haven't got the update yet, I think if you go over to the App Store and just update the SoFi app, you might get it right away, because that's what I did, and then I got it as soon as I did the update. So check your updates and see if you get it. Drop a comment if you've been messing around with the SoFi Invest. I believe, they potentially went up from like a 5 or a 6 to like a 9, an 8.5, 9. So I really like it, and I'm sure, this is going to get a lot of people switching over in the future. So this is big, guys. This is coming out before earnings. This is awesome. They dropped it already. So there's a little bit of audio. I don't want to play it to get, a copyright, but we'll just take a look. You can see they're just showing, you got your investment watch list. Recent activity. They do have day to day on there. It said week. You can see your day to day price action movement, which is really cool. I don't think they had it earlier on. Some people were saying. You got your news articles under your personal stocks, just like Robinhood has. So it's pretty much more simple, easy to use, more slick. They're just trying to get over the younger generation to, trade more, SoFi Invest products. This is what we need to do to get this user growth growing even faster. So that's the video. And yes, they're rolling it out right now. I have gotten it. And let's see if more and more people are getting in this video. So drop a comment. And guys, you need to realize that SoFi, topped out at around $10.23. We're at about 805. So you can see the pullback as of when it went to the low of about 787. It hit twice. That was about a 23% pullback. So right now it's about 21% pullback. So this has been a really good pullback, but I think this pullback is pretty much getting exhausted. So yes, it's great to have a 20% pullback, timing it correctly. Some people just average down. A lot of different things. Just know that the cool down has been happening the past 2 weeks, and I think we are about to get another uptrend created just anticipation of this earnings report. I mean, there's a possibility we might be at 950 by the time we get to earnings in the next 22 days. So pretty good pullback. I think the SoFi stock is getting real good support. We topped out, or we dropped around 787 twice and bounced over 8 twice. So that's really good news. Now onto the SoFi Q2 earnings report, guys. You need to realize we have 11 analysts, Wall Street analysts, putting out these expectations for us. And we have the average estimate, the low estimate, and the high estimate. You really don't want to look at the low estimate because that's just like if the worst case scenario, that these numbers aren't going to happen. You just want to look at the average and the high end. So the average that Wall Street wants us to hit right now is $475 million. This will be a record for SoFi, another record. And the high end is 503 million. Compared to the comps from last year, the average estimate growth would be 33.7% if we hit this 475. But like I said in the beginning of this video, guys, this is going to be like stealing candy from a baby. These estimates, I don't know if they hate SoFi. I don't know if they love SoFi and they want SoFi to just blow it out of the water, or possibly they don't even really follow the stock and know what the heck's going on. You just don't know what the case is. These are some easy estimates to beat for revenue. You can see last quarter, the guidance SoFi put out was 430 to 440, and they beat that on the high end, the 440, by $20 million, which gave them $460 million in revenue. And if we just scroll down a little bit, this is SoFi's guidance they put out, and they jumped their revenue up to 470 on the low end to 480 on the high end, guys. Assuming we get the exact same type of beat of 20 million on the guidance, that gets us to $500 million in revenue, our first $500 million quarter. And I think there's a possibility that this quarter is going to have a little bit faster growth than last quarter. So 500 plus would be smoking Wall Street's estimate. The next thing we want to look at is EPS. And right now, the current estimate for Q2 is estimated at 6 cents across the board. You can see 7 days ago, 30 days ago, 60 days ago, it's been the same, about 6 cents. They were at about 7 cents a couple of months ago, 3 months ago, but right now we're at 6 cents on the estimate. So that's all we need to beat. And take a look at this, guys. SoFi's last 4 quarters, this is the EPS right here, the loss, because we're still losing money. Remember, they want us to get 6 cents. So they had 12 cents for the June quarter. September 2022, which was Q3, negative 9 cents. Q4 2022, negative 5 cents. And then Q1, our recent quarter, negative 5 cents. So back to back 5-cent losses on the last 2 quarters. And we all know we had a couple of problems with the last quarter, especially with marketing expenses, Galileo losing their largest client, student loans still not, a guarantee, a lot of different things I believe SoFi had to navigate through. But I think truly that this is going to be a really good quarter, and we're going to blow last quarter's estimates out of the way. And I think one of our business segments is really going to carry the load this quarter. And if you've been following my last couple of videos, you know exactly what business segment I'm talking about. The lending has been on fire for the past year or so, but it did cool down finally in Q1. And I believe SoFi might want to cool down personal loans a little bit more. And remember, student loans aren't back yet, and home loans are still, having a lot of problems because rates are so high. So lending might be a little bit of a slowdown as well. technology platform might be getting its grounding back a little bit, after losing those users for that largest client. But financial services is what I'm really looking at, guys. I think it's going to be a blowout, and that's why SoFi continues to update their SoFi Invest platform. And you can see their last quarter, they went from 64 million in revenue to 81 million in revenue. And on top of that, expenses 108 to 105. Expenses came down 3 million at the same time as increasing revenue almost 17 million. So look at the losses, guys. 43 million to a 24 million dollar loss. So this covered a lot of the weight in our other segments that took a pause or took a pullback for Galileo. So if we see this exact same type of growth, revenue hitting 100 million and potentially expenses coming down to maybe 100 million at a break even, that's going to pull us back another 20 million loss. This could give us a $20 million loss boost alone if lending does nothing and Galileo technology platform does nothing as well. So I think this is the platform, the business segment that's really going to carry the load, potentially bring our losses down $20 million alone. And you can see here on the Omni calculator, you got a $36 million loss. That was the 5-cent loss last quarter with 930 million outstanding shares right now. That puts us at a 4-cent loss. It should say 5 cents. I don't know exactly why this is doing that, so we'll just have to add a cent onto everything. But assuming we get that 20 million pullback from the financial service segment, that'll put us at a $16 million loss, which would bring the EPS down from 5 up to, let's just call it 3, because I think this is 1 cent off. So remember, guys, our estimates right now are at about 6-cent loss. I believe we could come potentially in around a 3-cent loss. Looking at where the company is just going from the last earnings report. So this could be a really big blowout on the revenue and the bottom line, guys. I'm really excited for this next upcoming quarter. What you need to realize right now, SoFi does not have as many institutional ownership investors as a lot of these other bigger names. I believe right now a lot of these big institutions are just waiting to see a big profit before you see institutional investors gobble up this company, because right now, I mean, retail investors own more than the institutional ownership. I think retail ownership is like 40% or something like that, and then 83% or 33% of institutional ownership, and then another 15% of insiders. So guys, they are not buying quite yet heavy because they're waiting to see how this company plays out. You want to be buying before these guys gobble up and bring this institutional ownership up to 50, 60, 70% or more. Just take a look at Nvidia right now, guys. Nvidia is sitting at about 72% institutional ownership. This could be what we're seeing in the next 3 to 5 years with SoFi. You also have Microsoft up to 82.47% institutional ownership. That's absolutely insane. You have another IPO that went public 2-3 years ago, Snowflake. This is still a massive losing unprofitable company, but look at the institutional ownership. These institutional owners, they believe that this is the future for cloud. 73% institutional ownership. This is where we want to be at, because that big money is what's going to get your stock freaking flying, like you saw with Nvidia, a 300% return in a little as a year. So this is what we want to see, guys. Remember, it's not going to happen until SoFi proves a profit. Even though Snowflake hasn't done it, I think that's what SoFi truly needs to battle these big legacy banks. So guys, analysts want 475 million. This is just top off the video. That's 33% growth. If we get the same type of beat as last quarter, we're easily coming in over 500 million revenue. That's 41% growth. That's just basing off the comps from last year, 356 million. EPS, they want -6 cents. Last 2 quarters, back-to-back, -5 cents. If we get that jump just on financial services, assuming lending cools off and technology platform cools off, I think we're going to come in at about -3 cents. That's going to be a massive beat on the -6% EPS. And maybe we get a guidance raise for potentially a profitable Q3. So right now, the stock has pulled back around 21 to 22%. And I think we're going to potentially bottom very soon, because we pulled back under 8 2 times and bounced over 8 2 times. So this could be setting up our nice run. That's why I was just waiting this past week to do a video just to see where the stock was headed and see if we got some bullish signals. But I think in under 22 days, this stock could potentially be headed to $9 pre-earnings. And there's no telling where the stock is headed. If we get a potential Q3 uh guidance raise with a profitable Q3, that'll just send the stock to the freaking moon. And you see a lot of these institutional ownerships want to hop in before that happens. So bullish case scenario, this stock goes over 30% and holds like we've been seeing. I mean, this stock didn't collapse back down to, $4 or $5 like it has been every time it has an earnings run up. We're getting into our next earnings right now and we're over 8. So it finally didn't collapse and crash back down to 4 and 5 like it always does. Something's changed, and that was that student loans. And that student loans is gonna be packed into our guidance. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to say I really do appreciate it. I enjoyed doing this video for you guys. I believe SoFi is gonna have a very impressive Q2 earnings. I'm very excited. We're less than 22 days out. It's going to be a matter of time before the earnings are hitting pre-market, and this stock is going to be going to the moon very soon. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get the channel to 15,000 subscribers. Don't forget to drop a comment. Have you checked out the SoFi Invest UI update? Did you get it? Are you happy with it? What are your views on it? And don't forget to smash the like button. Once again, my name is Kyle. Hope you have a great day.